going to distribute a statement, but I'm just going to speak directly to you now about some matters. I'm Executive Director of Excellent Education for Everyone. We are a community-based nonprofit organization committed to the reform of urban public education, particularly. And we believe it can be significantly reformed by the introduction of school choice. And that is shifting of the power of the funding and decision-making from the institution itself, which we think is essentially a self-serving monopoly, to the parents who could be in a position to make decisions about where their children should go to school. There are lots of arguments for school choice. But this morning, because we're talking about the budget, I want to talk about essentially the economic benefits, the benefits to taxpayers in New Jersey of the application of school choice. We know, despite the protestations of particularly the teachers union, which is essentially when you talk about self-serving monopolies, that's the prince of all princes. We know that they'll argue that the public schools are essentially doing a good job, and the fact is they're doing a very poor job, particularly when you begin to take a look at what it costs to maintain the public schools in New Jersey and what we get for it. And here I'll look down a bit. I always ask for your indulgence. I usually, this suit is probably older than everybody in this room, so, but I'm still at it. Anyway, I want to give you some indications. Per pupil spending in New Jersey, adjusted for inflation, has tripled in the last 25 years. Tripled. And yet, I can tell you that the outcomes, that is, what it is that we're getting for our money, has been absolutely stagnant over that period of time and continues to remain so. I'm talking about state assessment scores, SAT scores, graduation rates, dropout rates, however one would measure the effectiveness of the school systems and the efficiency of them. There's absolutely no basis for giving the school system any more money. The governor has decided that he's going to cut across the entire spectrum of state services and hold everyone flat or reduce them, with one very interesting exception, and that's the public schools. And somehow or another, they have taken on the aura and the position of the untouchables. But the fact is that adding $300 million into what is by far the largest single public expenditure in this state at all levels is, to me, madness, pure and simple.